Module 7, Lesson 12, Principles of Speech Writing. At the end of Lesson 12 under Module 7, these are the competencies expected of you. Number 1, enumerate the principles of speech writing, and number 2, write an effective speech using the principles of speech writing. If you'd like to assess the level of learning you have acquired in Module 7, Lesson 12, try to go back to these objectives, and in case you failed to meet any of these, let me know so I can explain it to you further. First principle, choosing the topic. A speech is meant to impart a message to listeners. The choice of topic may be up to the speaker, but more often than not, the speaker is given the topic because it is the central theme of a program, conference, or presentation. In any case, the topic should be timely, meaning in existence at the present time. The topic should also be interesting to you as a speaker, of course, so that you will be enthusiastic in preparing and delivering the speech. At the same time, it should be just as interesting to your audience so that they will focus on your speech and nothing else. If there is a conflict between what you want to say and what your listeners want to hear, then it is the audience interests which become paramount. Note that when choosing a topic, the speaker must be ever mindful of the culture of the listener, their ages, their gender, as well as their social status and religious affiliation. It is good advice for the speaker to choose a topic that is at the level of knowledge of both the speaker and the audience. Second principle, analyzing the audience. Before writing anything about the speech, one must engage in analyzing the audience. A speech for one occasion cannot simply be used for another. There is no speech that fits any and all occasions. Each speech has a different purpose and a different manner of delivery. So, given the hundreds of thousands of speech topics multiplied by the types of purpose and types of delivery, each speech, even if delivered by the same person, is unique. Every speech is specific to the speaker and may be characterized by the topic chosen, the time and place of delivery, and the makeup or composition of the audience listening to this particular speech. The audience is one of the major factors that determine the uniqueness of the speech. Just as there is no speech that fits all public communication situation, there is no single audience for a speech. With this, how do you analyze the audience if you do not know who the audience will be? First, if possible, get or guess the demographic data of the audience such as age, gender, ethnic background, occupation, economic and social status, and so on, especially if one is addressing a business group, a student club, or a community organization. This data may influence the audience's reaction to the speech. Moreover, the data will influence the way you will write the speech, what points to choose, what to leave out, the words to use, and even what tone of voice will work on them. Second, it is important to know the groups to which your audience belongs, as these groups hold certain beliefs and values. You may then be able to ascertain how your listeners feel about certain issues without having to talk to each and every listener or do a survey among them. Third, it is just as important to find out how your audience feels about the topic of your speech and what they already know about it. Finally, you should try to know how the audience feel about you as the speaker and what they already know about you. The speaker may be able to gauge this from the organizers of the event and the people who extended the invitation. Third principle, sourcing the information. This involves seeking out all the available means for finding materials to support the speech. Reliable sources are newspapers, magazines, books, journals, or any reading material full of useful information. Search engines on the internet such as Google or Yahoo may also be used. However, the best source are people, especially the experts who those are involved in the field to which the topic belongs. Information for any speech topic must be relevant, that is, it discusses the topic directly. It must also be timely, meaning it focuses on the present or recent past, and must cover most, if not all, of the topic. Information gathered must be at the level of knowledge of both the speaker and the audience without offending any listener. Fourth principle, Outlining and organizing the speech content. This makes sense of all the research conducted. With all the information gathered for the speech topic, it is quite easy to be overwhelmed. Although, one may want to use all the information gathered, that is not possible, particularly since there is a time limit. The first step is to sort the information into categories such as statistics, testimonies and opinions, historical facts, and so on. They may also be classified according to the point they are making, specifically that part of the topic to be discussed. The next step is to organize the speech itself. For this, the best method is an outline. Even a manuscript speech and a memorized speech begin with an outline, which is then filled out with supporting materials. Check out these types of outlines, their definition, and example. Once there is an outline, it will be easier to know which supporting material to use where. The outline also helps in pointing out whether a material may be useful or not. The following are tips in writing a good speech. First, know your audience. Second, organize your ideas. Third, mind the time. Fourth, mind your word choice. And fifth, check your grammar. That will be all for Module 7, Lesson 12. Thank you for listening.